Walter has been released from prison. Hello, good morning. My name is Brenda and our topic for today is on death penalty. I'll briefly go over the description of death penalty and the crimes that earn death penalty and also some facts. A death penalty is a sentence of execution for murder and some other capital serious crimes, especially murder. The execution methods consist of lethal injection, electrocution, gas chamber, firing squad, and hanging. Delaware and Washington still use the hanging method, and also Oklahoma uses nitrogen as an alternative. Nevertheless, there are 19 states without the death penalty. Hawaii, New York, West Virginia are 3 of the 19 states that abolished death penalty. Also, California had the most inmates on death row since April 1st, 2015, with 746. With that being said, Tia will be addressing the pros on death penalty. Thank you, Brenda.
As Brenda previously stated, our topic is about the death penalty. I will be talking about the pros of our topic. I'd like to start off by saying, did you know that the death penalty costs the government less opposed to life in prison? Think about it. They have to pay for all the basic essentials a human being needs to survive. People only get the death penalty if they commit serious crimes that are against the rights of life, freedom, and safety of others. People are most likely to get the death penalty if they commit a first-degree murder, which means they plan to kill the victim. Since the death penalty is active, it deters would-be criminals to commit felonies, and without that, our crime rates would skyrocket. The death penalty scares people because, think about it, who wants to be killed? Although it does not entirely stop people from committing crimes, it makes people think twice before committing serious crimes that violate the rights of life. Now we'll pass it on to Javon, who will be talking about the cons.
Thank you, Tia. I'll be discussing how bad the death penalty could be. For example, the court is sending innocent people who are wrongly accused to death row, and eventually they will be executed. Then later, find out that that person was innocent after the execution. Even some people who actually do the crime could be mentally ill and have no control over what they are doing because of the illness is triggering something that makes them lose control, and the court doesn't fully go into investigation of the crime and find out what really happened. Thus, the capital punishment is a form of retribution, but people believe it's revenge. To avenge a crime that was committed by killing another person because it's unconstitutional by the term of capital punishment. Mostly all the people who's on death row are busted on racial discrimination of minorities. Then they're more likely to get the death penalty because they lack the finances afford a good defense attorney, and I'll be giving it to Genesis.
There have been cases in which people have been penalized with death penalty and were found out to be innocent after they were killed. For example, according to Texas State, there have been cases in which people have been penalized with death penalty and were found out to be innocent after they were killed. For example, according to Texas State, arson investigators used flawed science with Cameron Willingham. He was accused of murdering his children in a house fire. They accused him with false, incorrect forensic evidence, and they blamed him for causing the fire of 1991. He was executed in 2004, but it was later found that he was actually not guilty, but instead the evidence was incorrect. So as you can see, death penalty can be unfairly harsh because if a mistake is made, there's no way of taking it back. There's no way of returning a life. I will now be passing it on to Ku.
Thank you, Genesis. I have 3 cases I would like to talk about today. In the first case, there is a person who had the death penalty and now no longer is in the world anymore. This person's mother heard about the death of her child 3 days later, and she demanded to have his remains, but she was denied of it. Is this really justice? Would you want to have your child's remain if she or he died? In the next case, there was a person who was sentenced with the death penalty for murdering a store clerk, but was not killed until 23 years later, which is about 1/5 of an average life lived. And now I'll be talking about the third case that I have, which is about an unsuccessful death. The unsuccessful death was caused by a lethal injection that was failed to kill the person immediately. But after 45 minutes, this person suffered a heart attack that ended his life. What is your view of death penalty now? But before you answer that question, try to see yourself as a person that has been charged with death penalty for doing something really bad or not bad at all. Will you be trying to plead for your life, or are you going to try to accept your demise? Were you really guilty? Do you think what you did made you deserve the death penalty? The decision, we as a group, we have decided that death penalty is only deserved if the murderer was on purpose. After hearing all the information about death penalty, I would like to know your answer of death penalty. Because in the United States, the support of death penalty fluctuate over time, so you choose. Whose side are you?